Then Orton gets ticked off that he got counted out, so he comes back in, RKO's Gabriel, goes back out, starts wailing on Sheamus with the steel chair like a bunch of times. This is pretty cool. And he's like, starts to leave the ring, and then, Sheamus is like barely pulling himself up. And then Orton runs back, RKO's him on the floor. It was good stuff. I gave it grilled chicken. It was awesome stuff. I should have gave it less because of the whole referee not knowing the rules, but I'll let it slide. It was still a good segment. All right, next we had Batista Jr., aka Skip Sheffield. You ever notice how, like, whenever, like, WWE loses a big power guy, they gain a big power guy? It's kind of funny. But we had Batista Jr. and David Otunga versus R-Truth and Morrison, like in a tag match. Match was too short. Kind of another short match. It was okay, I guess. One thing I didn't like in this match was, like, before, like, when R-Truth was coming out doing his old, what's up, that thing. I don't mind him doing that, but Cole, like, was kind of like, yeah, we know what's up, Nexus is in the ring. I didn't like that. You can kind of tell he's kind of, like, getting edgy and kind of starting to support the bad guys a little bit. They're going to reveal he's the GM of Raw eventually. I know it, but I didn't like that. So, but anyway, let's go to the match. Truth hit a nice leg drop on Otunga, I believe it was, but we didn't really see it because, like, they kept showing, like, Nexus watching the TV. Like, Nexus watching the TV was more important than R-Truth hitting this leg drop. I thought that was kind of, like, bad on the cameraman's part. But other than that, going on with the match, R-Truth took over for, like, a little bit of the time, and then Sheffield overpowers him with a power slam. And then, downward spiral move by R-Truth to fight back. Both guys kind of down. Both of them make tags. And then, Morrison starts to clean house on Otunga and drop kicks him down. And then, Otunga winds up making a blind tag to Sheffield, which Morrison doesn't see. And then Sheffield hits him with his lariat and pins him. So, Otunga and Sheffield win. It was a decent match. I gave it a 3. Could have gone a little bit longer, though, I thought. Next, we had a Divas matchup. We had Eve Torres, Melina, and Gail Kim versus Alicia Fox, Maurice, and Jillian. Decent Divas matchup. A couple of nice moves in the match. Like, Gail Kim had a pretty cool, like, little springboard crossbody move on Maurice for her, too. Alicia Fox had a Northern Light suplex on Melina. And then, about this point, Eve tagged in. It's kind of started cleaning house and everybody. Like, she had a front flip senton on Jillian, I think it was. And then, basically, like, all the women start fighting each other, and then the finish was, like, Eve was going for, like, I guess, like a moonsault or something. She started climbing the turnbuckle, and then Jillian just kind of grabbed her and just kind of slammed her. I don't want to call it a power bomb, but it was kind of what that was, and rolled her up and pinned her. So, the heels won, Alicia Fox, Maurice, and Jillian. Match was alright. I would have gave it a 3, but, like, beginning of the matchup, they kept showing, like, John Lovitz in the crowd or something, and he was like, I don't know. The commentators like, oh, he's schmitten with Maurice or something, and he said something, I don't know, Lovitz said something to Lawler, some kind of joke between the two of them. I thought it was kind of stupid they were focusing on that. So that lost a half point, so 2.5. Which would be a Brussels sprout and another serving of Brussels sprouts, I think. Whatever. Alright, next we had Edge backstage with Matthews. Matthews was asking him a question, and then Slater shows up, and he wants to, Edge to forfeit to him, and Edge was like, normally I would, but I don't want to lose to what did I write down? A Wendy's ginger-looking, Edge-looking wannabe type person. So that pisses Slater off, so Slater clocks him from behind as Edge leaves. So, decent segment, I gave it a 3. Next, we have our matchup between the two, Edge versus Heath Slater. It was okay, I guess. So it was alright. I gave it a 3, but basically, like, this matchup, like, Edge starts out with the upper hand, and then Slater, like, throws Edge, like, into the barricade on the outside and kind of takes over for a bit. Edge would fight back, hitting his Edge-O-Matic for a 2 count. Slater fights back with a flapjack, gets for a 2 count. So let's go to the finish. Nice little series, I guess, on the outside. Like, Edge goes for a baseball slide, misses Slater. Slater goes for a clothesline, misses him, and then Edge hits him with a boot in the face. And then Edge kind of, like, steps back here. The ring steps are, like, over here. So I was like, okay, he's going to go to spear him. He's going to miss him. And then Slater's going to get back in for the count out. Well, he did miss him, but he didn't hit the ring steps. Like Slater got back in, and then Edge just got counted out for 10. So I thought it would have been cooler for Edge to like just head sprint the ring steps or something. But Slater wins by a count out, and then Edge is like ticked off about that, so he gets in and spears him. I just love how like a lot of the times when the heels like lose their matches, they still attack him after the match. It's good stuff. Next backstage, we had kind of a weird segment. It was Justin Long talking to Great Khali, and Khali was like talking about, I guess, his girlfriend in India or something, and he was like, his manager was his name Rumshin Singh or something. He's like, do you maybe have any advice about long distance relationships? And Long is like about to talk to him, and then his other buddies show up, and they're like, oh, look at this ugly woman, ugly ass woman, and then they're like, oh, Khali, you can't understand English, blah, blah, blah. And then Long's like, no, he can. So the other guys are like, oh, shit, and they kind of take off. And then Long's like, oh, I'm kind of sorry for my friends. And then Khali's like, well, that's okay. My girlfriend's ugly. She's ugly. And then the Bella twins show up, and Khali takes off with them. So basically, the moral of this story is if you're dating an ugly girl, you should break up with her. Even if you somewhat care about her, you should break up with her for the Bella twins. So you should go out with the sluts, if you will. That's kind of what this taught me. So I gave this a 1 because that's obviously a wrong moral. Okay, next we have our main event of the show, John Cena versus Darren Young. Pretty decent matchup, I thought. Not that Cena can wrestle, but Young looked alright, I thought. I gave it a 3. Basically, the matchup was Cena, took over at the beginning, and then kind of like your typical Cena matchup, he starts off good, and then whoever he's wrestling takes over for 90% of the rest of the match, and then Cena takes over from there, and then wins. Pretty much how this match went. Young hit some nice moves in the match, belly suplex on Cena, swinging neckbreaker, Northern Light suplex. Couldn't pin him, so then he tries to go for a countout victory. He drop kicks the steps into Cena, which you would think is kind of a cool move, but the way they showed it on TV, it was kind of I don't know, it didn't look very good, I thought. Because it was just the cameraman's over here, so you see the steps kind of bounce into Cena, but you don't really see where. So Cena gets back in the ring at 9, and then from here he starts his, 5 moves of doom comeback. His shoulder block, actually it is his 5 moves of doom. Shoulder block, clothesline, modified back suplex, powerbomb move, 5-knuckle shuffle. Goes for the 6th move, the FU, and Young gets out of it, and goes for a sunset flip or something, and then Cena grabs his leg, gets him over the STFU, and Young taps out. It's a decent match. I kind of split it up into another segment because we got my favorite part of the night, watching Nexus kick the crap out of people, and Nexus destroyed Darren Young from this point forward. Gave that a 5. Basically, they did their usual beatdown, waylay. Sheffield hits his clothesline. Barrett hits his finisher. Gabriel, puts the exclamation point, 450 splash. So at the end of the show, Nexus looks strong. And basically, I thought this Raw was it was a pretty good show, actually. Considering Nexus lost last night and kind of looked weak, they would fight their way back and look strong at the end of the show. So it's kind of good that, WWE made them look strong in the end. So this was kind of an idea I had, since they're obviously Young's not in the group anymore, there's 6 of them, are they going to get another member? Well, my idea was, my buddy came back here. My idea for this was, what they could do is, whoever wins this next season of NXT, have them, join Nexus. Whether, my gut feeling with this whole, next season of NXT, it's either going to be McGillicuddy or Caval that's going to win. I'd love to see either of those 2 guys join Nexus. I wouldn't mind seeing Husky Harris either. That'd be cool, too. But, yeah, I think Nexus should replace this guy, replace Young and have, a 7th person. I think that would be a pretty sweet deal. Well, phonies, that was my Monday Night Raw review, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.